had made our bookings for this short weekend trip well before our city had caught fire. Less than a week before our departure, another one of Mike Davis's prophecies inevitably came true. Wildfires crossed into urban areas and made the lives of countless thousands of residents, both rich and working class, a nightmare. As the week dragged on and more of this devastation became clear, even more fires broke out and pushed an edgy city to its limits. Heroic work from firefighters and first responders, aid organizations, and everyone that wanted to chip in became a light in the darkness, but it was clear Los Angeles was forever changed. Even if the death toll did not tick up as we all knew it would, so many hearts were torn apart by the sheer magnitude of loss. Generations worth of memories torched by the so-called once-in-a-lifetime combination of environmental conditions. As outsiders who hated California and Los Angeles to begin with, looked on and sneered with divisive criticism to try and land political points, neighbors and strangers of Altadena, Pacific Palisades, and all of the Southland went to work to somehow begin the process of coming back from this tragedy. It is simultaneously sad that it takes such a horrific week to bring us together in such a manner, but if we can somehow hold on to this type of solidarity, such a brighter future would be possible if we could only shed this profit-driven hellscape we all live in. It was with this background that we decided to carry on with our plans for a weekend in nature, breathe a little fresh air for the first time in a week, and explore a part of Southern California we had not yet visited. Unlike with our recent trip to Leslie Gulch in southeastern Oregon, we are taking our little Golf named Emma to the Anza-Borrego Desert State Park. This will limit some of the sightseeing we can do within the park, as unfortunately some of the most awesome things to see are down long sandy roads that require four-wheel drive and some clearance, two things that this girl does not have. So for this adventure, we will mostly stick to the pavement and do some hiking in the park near the visitor center. A very popular trail, and what rangers at the Visitors Center will assume you are planning if you show up there, is the Borrego Palm Canyon Nature Trail. This 5-kilometer round-trip hike leads you to the namesake palms and the desert oasis they live in. After the wonderfully scenic scramble up the canyon, eventually the palm trees and oasis come into view in the distance. The summer monsoon season had brought no rain to Anza-Borrego Desert, and winter in Southern California was to this point bone dry, making the oasis completely water-free at the moment. It is still a beautiful and special destination and absolutely worth the hike up, especially in the cool January air. Sadly, the palm grove suffered a fire in 2020, the trunks of the tall trees still showing the black char. But it only took a year for the special place to grow back, and healing continues to this day. The hike back to the campground was just as scenic and a little warmer, with the sun higher in the sky late in the morning. All in all, we were out on the trail for about 2.5 hours for this 3-mile round trip, taking our time to breathe in every bit of fresh air we could and keep our eyes peeled on the rocky slopes for a glimpse of those elusive bighorn sheep. Having been unsuccessful in spotting one, we went back to town and refueled at Bighorn Burgers and headed back to the hotel to enjoy a little rest and relaxation before the next excursion. A little over 20 minutes east of town and back in another section of Anza-Borrego Desert State Park, a pull-off from California State Route 78 leads you to a slot canyon known simply as the Slot. This couple kilometers of sandy dirt on Borrego Mountain Wash Road is not bad, and we parked Emma next to some new friends and descended into the wash itself. can handle this type of terrain, this is a thoroughly magical hike and one we will return for when we come back to visit the park again. You can keep walking down the wash basically as far as you like, but eventually it does widen out and loses its slotness. The good news? We get to walk back through it all on the way back to the car. By the time we return to town, the sun is already behind the mountains to the west. We had enjoyed our hikes a bit too long, so the metal artwork scattered around are already in the shade. After checking out the serpent who goes under one of the roads, we decide to return in the morning when the sun is out. After all, the wolf moon is about to rise, and we do not want to miss that. Afterwards, dinner and drinks at Pablito's are much more enjoyable than our expectations. What are you eating tonight?
I'm eating fajitas.
The crowd is pretty chill, and the family that runs the place oozes with care. Definitely a good spot to return to next time we come to town. And what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Don Julio Reposado.
We take this festive atmosphere back to our abandoned hotel and jump in the hot tub to enjoy more of the wolf moon before retiring for the night. We are headed home on day 3 of the trip, but take our time at the hotel since there is still no one around. Our only goals for the upcoming day are to see some of the metal sculptures, have breakfast, and then do some slow roaming back towards Los Angeles. We have a couple places we would like to check out along the very indirect route I have planned. The first destination was more of a journey, the drive up to the village of Palomar Mountain. The elevation gain is really something, and the temperatures abruptly plummet with high winds making things very cold. Some of the sweeping views toward the Pacific Ocean from the drive are quite amazing on this supremely clear day, and eventually the charming post office rounds out the trip up the mountain. After coming down on many switchbacks, our last destination is the Kupa Cultural Center in the town of Pala. They have great informative displays here that tell all about the ethnic cleansing of this area by settlers, who wanted access to hot springs for tourist dollars. Kupa people were forced on their own Trail of Tears and were violently evicted by armed government agents. The rest of the center is a showcase for the culture that still thrives today.
Wolf moon, 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 wolf moon.